Hi, my name is Tony, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really refreshing watermelon juice. I'm starting off with one personal sized watermelon, about 4.5 cups of these watermelon strips. I'm going to show you in a different video. I'll link it right here and I'll link it in the caption of how I like to cut a watermelon. But basically I cut it in half, I put them face down, and then I cut the skins off from the top down. And then it's much easier for me to cut in like a checkered pattern. And this is what mine look like. You can see that right here. If you want yours to be chilled without adding any ice, sometimes ice can water down your juice, you can chill it in the refrigerator before you cut it. So maybe you know you're gonna make it tomorrow, you would place it tonight in the refrigerator to chill overnight so it can be nice and refreshing and not chilled with ice, which could water down your juice. I have a small juicer, which is going to be just fine for this, but if you have a big juicer, it'll go by a lot faster. I'm going to start first with juicing my watermelon. I love the flavor of watermelon juice. You don't even need a juicer. If you wanted to just blend this up, you can put it in a standard blender and blend it up. You can even work in batches. And if you want it to be smoother, you can even use a fine mesh strainer to take some of the pulp out so it's a smoother beverage. But I have a juicer, so I'm gonna use it today for this recipe. What I like about this juice is that it's really versatile. I'm gonna show you some other ingredients that I include in this drink, but I love plain watermelon juice with lime. And then in this one in particular, I'm going to show you how to do it with beets, apples, and mint. Let's get started. Okay, I can see that this is getting full, so I'm going to transfer it to this jug. I have several of these. This one is actually from Almond Cow, but I bought some from Amazon, which I can include down below for when I make my homemade juices in the summer. And I'm also using a funnel for this. What I'm gonna do is scoot this over just a bit and pour my watermelon juice, the first part of it, into this and hope I don't make a huge mess. And I made a huge mess. This is a constant thing for me. I'm such a messy pourer, or pretty much anything. I have countless videos of me spilling everything everywhere. But that's okay. I'm just gonna wipe it up. No big deal. All right, I'm gonna get back to it. Now I'm gonna go straight in with my apples. I like Honeycrisp. These are Fuji because that's what we have on hand. Ideally, I would use one sweet, something like a Honeycrisp or a Cosmic Crisp, but Fuji work just fine. And I have two small ones. They came in a bag, and a lot of times the apples that come in the bags are smaller. So I've got two of these instead of one large one. It's okay if you see this core is still attached. Because we're using a juicer, or because you're going to be removing the pulp with a fine mesh strainer if you're using your blender, it'll get taken out and no big deal. Before I add in my lime and my beets, I am going to add in a little bit of fresh mint from my garden. You can see it's super sad looking because I have an organic garden, and sometimes the critters like to munch on our food as well. And in those cases, I just wash it and make sure that there are no little critters on here still, and use it anyway. So I'm going to add that to my juicer. You can add it to your blender if you're using your blender. And then I'm gonna immediately follow it up with my fresh beets, which I am using 1/2 fresh beets, and I had to slice mine because I have a compact juicer. So I had to make mine a little bit smaller. But if you have a big juicer, you're welcome to make yours bigger. I love adding beets for color. Also nutrition, but definitely for color. You're gonna see how beautiful it makes our beverage right now. You can already see it. It's so pretty. Okay, I am going to make sure I get as much of that juice as possible, especially with that beet color because it's so pretty. You have two options here. You can run your pulp through one more time to see if any more juice comes out, or if you want, you can make something totally different with your pulp. If you have interest, I can include some recipes for you or film some videos as well. Now I'm gonna set this aside and try to pour this one more time without making a mess. Maybe I can redeem myself. Wish me luck. Yay! I did it. Oh, it smells so good, looks so good. Now I've got one lime right here. You can see it. And I'm gonna take my lemon squeezer and squeeze it directly into the jug. I'm gonna do the whole part, but you can also do a taste test if you don't want it to have a bit of a tang. You can mix it up, then taste it, and then add the second half if you want. Also, if you don't have a lime, lemon will work just the same. Okay, first I'm gonna mix everything together one last time. It has such a beautiful color. I wanna show that to you, it's so pretty. And then I have this cup full of ice. Wow, gorgeous, gorgeous. So good. And so refreshing. It's the right amount of sweetness between the watermelon, which actually wasn't that sweet, but with the apples countering it, and a nice little bit of a tang from the lime juice. It blends so perfectly. The mint was only a teaspoon, so it's not overpowering, and you can really taste all of the different tastes except the beet. The beet is more for color. I'm gonna include the printable recipe down in the caption, so if you give it a try, please let me know what you think. If you have any modifications, you try any different fruits or add in some berries, I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.